Welcome to Brett Ridgway's Learning for Life. This is Lesson 5, Part 5 of Starting a Tune from Scratch. We've actually covered a lot. So far, we've talked about playing on the melody string, playing on the bass string, playing above the 7th fret. We've talked about using chords. We've talked about inverted chords. We've talked about chords above the 7th fret. We've talked about hammer-ons. We've talked about slides. And we've talked about pull-offs. And mixing them all together. Now, I'm hoping what you're getting from this series of lessons is not how to do each of these things individually. I mean, of course, that's how you have to learn it. But that you want to be able to mix these things up really without thinking about it too much. When I teach Skype lessons, I don't teach hour lessons. I'm not against it. This is just me. I only teach 30-minute lessons because actually I could give you a 5 or 10-minute lesson. And when I say you, I'm talking in general, that might take a week or two to accomplish just that little bit. And I would rather have you learn something really, really, really well than just be able to get by with it and move on from there. So when I say this, of course, most of you could do hammer-ons, pull-off slides. Can you mix them up? Can you play them up here? Can you play them down here? Can you do inverted chords comfortably all the way up? Can you do chords up above the 7th fret? And these are things that I'm trying to accomplish in this set of lessons. This is Lesson 5. We've covered a lot of stuff in those first 4 lessons. So my point is, can you do all that? And that's the goal, to incorporate all of that. So we're going to jump right in and we're going to noodle a tune. And we're going to be noodling Boy Them Cabbages. This is one of my most favorite things to do. I'm going to give you an example with Old Joe Clark. When you're noodling, basically what you're doing is you're playing around with a melody. Sometimes you're just hitting random notes. But I'm going to give you an example with Old Joe Clark. And I'm going to play it straight first, and then I'm going to show you. Okay, here's a variation. So think of it this way. If we were playing She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, you could now, this is called dabbling. This is not humming. This is not whistling or singing. When you hum and when you whistle, the notes slur together. Dabbling is singing the tune, not with words necessarily, so that you have a syllable for each note. So if you did She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, you could do something like this. Da 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 da. You could do this. Da 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 da. You could do this. Da 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 da. That's all She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. How many ways can you come up with that with your voice? And that's really what you want to do. You want to come up with different things with your voice. Now, when we do Boy Them Cabbages, here's the basic melody. What if we did this? So what you want to do is try things with your voice. And just see what you can come up with. That is noodling. All right. And it's a whole lot of fun to do because, and actually, if you do it with authority, people will think, and I've had people do this, you're actually playing a counter melody. And it seems a lot harder, or looks a lot harder. When you see somebody do it, it's like, what in the world are they doing? And they could just be hitting random notes. All right. And by the way, if everybody was playing this, and you were just doing this, I'm just hitting random notes, that would sound like a counter melody in a jam group situation. So you want to work on this. You want to play with this. It's a whole lot of fun. And again, as I said, this is not a long lesson, but to get the confidence of noodling, and one of the things that people have is they're afraid they're going to hit a wrong note. Mountain Dulcimer is a very, very forgiving instrument. Let me just jump back and forth a little bit. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's helped. Again, play with this, enjoy it, have fun with it. Next week, we're going to show you a couple more techniques, and I'm also going to show you a little bit of flat picking. I hope you're enjoying these lessons. I hope they're a help and a blessing to you. The only way these lessons are able to be done is by patrons, by those who are donating to keep this program alive. Somebody just wrote me, and let me explain something. I do take a different approach with Patreon. Most creators, and there's nothing wrong with this, most creators, you're basically paying for those lessons because to get the content, you have to give. And of course, not to the same extent as you would lessons, but the content is hidden until you pay. I'm actually providing all the content, with the exception of the first year, because I started out a little bit different, but you're getting an hour live stream lesson every single month that you can participate in. But the content is free, and really what keeps it free is those who are giving back, those who are investing. In life, there are givers and there are takers, and the patrons are the givers. And I want to thank them for their help, and to anyone who might consider becoming a patron. So thank you, patrons. Thank you for your giving. Thank you for your help, for your sacrifice. I love you guys. I couldn't do it without you. You are the foundation of this program. So thank you, patrons. To anyone who might consider becoming a patron, thank you, and we'll see you next week.